How often do we hear about groundbreaking technology, innovation, all concentrated in just a handful of global hubs? It often feels like the next big thing has to come from Silicon Valley or maybe London or Shanghai. But what if the next wave of, say, billion-dollar AI companies emerged from places you least expect, developed by brilliant minds in emerging markets? Today, we're doing a deep dive into an exciting new initiative from EON AI Ventures. It's their strategic partnership program for global AI entrepreneur development. We've got some fascinating sources outlining what they call a truly revolutionary approach.
Yeah, it's really quite intriguing. EON AI Ventures isn't just looking to expand globally in the usual way. They seem to be trying to fundamentally shift the paradigm for how AI entrepreneurs are identified, developed, and funded, especially in regions that have, well, historically been underserved. So our mission today is to unpack the core mechanics of this program, figure out its unique value proposition, and understand why it's being hailed as, and this is a quote, the most systematic approach to AI entrepreneur development ever created.
Okay, let's unpack this then. So EON AI Ventures launches this strategic partnership program. When the sources call it the most systematic approach ever created, what really differentiates it? What's the non-obvious innovation here compared to other global development things we've seen?
That's a really critical question. The sources highlight that the problem isn't just a lack of funding, though that's part of it. It's more a systemic disconnect between, say, theoretical education and actual real-world company creation. If you look at the bigger picture, traditional venture capital is very geographically concentrated, right? And there just aren't many clear pathways for really exceptional students in some areas to turn their ideas into viable businesses. So this program aims to directly address those gaps, moving beyond that typical 90% startup failure rate by providing a kind of built-in roadmap.
And they're calling their approach revolutionary. How is it different from, standard tech education or the usual venture models? Sounds like it goes beyond just general advice.
It absolutely does, and I think one of the most compelling aspects is that EON isn't offering a standard licensing deal. Instead, they talk about true stakeholder participation.
Right.
Regional partners actually share directly in the success of the companies created.
Okay.
And the core of this is their proprietary unicorn replication protocol.
Unicorn replication protocol. Sounds impressive.
It does, yeah. It's apparently a methodology they developed through systematic analysis of, I think it was 36 successful AI companies worth collectively over $500 billion. So it's less about a checklist and more about embedding a tested strategic framework, derived from actual successes.
Right. Okay. So what does this mean for potential partners then? Our sources talk about zero-risk market entry. That sounds incredibly appealing, especially where capital might be scarce. But, are there any hidden commitments? For us, understanding the whole picture is key.
Indeed. And that zero-risk aspect is striking. It addresses probably the biggest deterrent for regional partners: the upfront money. The sources make a strong case by highlighting specifically no upfront capital investment required.
None at all.
Apparently not. And no technical requirements either, because EON handles the complete program management. They provide the infrastructure, the expertise. They're essentially inviting partners to become stakeholders in a proven system, bypassing those traditional investment hurdles. It's a significant shift.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me. Who are they targeting with these partnerships? And what does this actually open up for students and, entire regions?
So the program specifically targets regions with exceptional technical talent, but maybe currently underserved entrepreneurial infrastructure. The sources prioritize places like Africa, focusing on fintech, ag tech, mobile solutions reflecting, the mobile-first adoption there. Then Asia Pacific, emphasizing B2B automation, enterprise AI, dealing with growing business complexity. And Latin America, targeting supply chain optimization and financial inclusion, tackling some really crucial infrastructure needs. Partners then work directly with leading universities in those regions to find the top computer science and engineering students for an intensive 6-month program.
6 months, okay. And for the partners themselves, beyond just being seen as an innovation leader, what are the direct benefits, like financially? The sources mentioned some projections.
Yeah, they did. Partners can expect revenue sharing from the companies created by the students they help recruit, something like 5–10% participation.
Okay, that's significant.
It is. And there's also equity participation in successful ventures, plus priority investment opportunities later on. So beyond the money, partners gain that leadership position, access to these cutting-edge methods, and association with a global tech player. The sources give conservative projections, maybe $50,000, $100,000 annual returns per 10 students recruited.
Per 10 students.
Right, with optimistic scenarios going up to maybe $400,000, $800,000. These numbers assume the system works as designed, of course, but it shows potential for sustainable revenue from just talent development.
This unicorn replication protocol, it sounds incredibly systematic. How do they actually, ensure success once students are in the program? When the sources mention pre-validated opportunity assignments, what does that actually mean for a student walking in the door?
That touches on the execution, which is critical. It's very evidence-based. So instead of students just brainstorming ideas from scratch, which can be hit or miss, EON N provides them with specific high-potential problem spaces, areas where they've already done initial market analysis and see a clear need. For example, a student team might be assigned to develop an AI solution for, say, fraud detection in microlending in a specific African market, an area EON already flagged as a critical financial inclusion gap with high disruption potential.
So they're not starting totally cold.
Exactly. They also use proprietary assessment tools to find, ideally, the top 1% of entrepreneurial talent. And once students are in, they get immediate access to this huge user network, 136+ million users for rapid market validation.
Wow.
Plus professional mentorship, direct investor introductions, business development support. The works. Think of it like a pre-built launchpad. They've created an entire ecosystem designed to accelerate students from concept straight to, hopefully, a funded company.
So looking at the bigger picture here, this isn't just about launching a few new businesses, is it? It really does make you stop and think about the sheer volume of untapped potential, untapped genius out there.
Absolutely. What truly stands out is the potential strategic impact. This is more than just creating business opportunities. EON AI Ventures explicitly states they're building infrastructure for distributed innovation. That's their term.
Distributed innovation.
Yeah. This could potentially establish entirely new centers of AI excellence, create significant economic value in emerging markets. It's about democratizing access to these venture creation tools that were historically only available in, Silicon Valley or similar hubs. The sources even hinted at some unexpected applications starting to emerge from pilot programs, which just shows the creativity that gets unlocked when you remove these barriers.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it, for you, the listener, with this kind of systematic approach, unlocking talent all over the globe, what surprising new AI ventures will emerge from these new centers of excellence? And what kind of problems will they solve for the world that maybe we haven't even considered yet?